10 more minutes until 40 millivanilligrams of this Adderall kick in. Let me tell you something, I'm feeling pretty intelligent right now.
But they give you Adderall, which is fucking speed.
And there's great worry that we're overdiagnosing children, and I think in some instances that might be true.
Why exactly are so many American boys now hooked on Adderall? 1 in 5 young men in this country has been diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. He's been sent to school, he's been told to sit still in class and do his homework, and he rebels. And the standard issue explanation for why has become, then there must be something broken in his brain.
You're always hyper, so you have to take pills for that. The morning I take 3. Well, I used to take 3, but now I take 4.
I have ADHD and have thought organization problems sometimes.
The doctor kept Sean on his current medicine and added non-stimulant Intuniv, guanfacine, to his treatment plan.
But what if we have the causality backwards? That the problem is not the boy, it's the school. That its particular design features openly violate the natural needs and interests of the young male Homo sapien.
We take some of the characteristics of boys that should affect the way we try to educate them and ignore that they exist. Among the many idiotic aspects of K-12 education, this is in the competition for the most idiotic.
First, boys should not be forced to sit still. Boys are meant to move. Modern schooling is built like a factory, with its bells, age segregation, lecturing adults, preset subjects. This model is grounded in a century-old assumption that students are simply empty vessels to be filled with knowledge. And efficiently delivering knowledge to an empty vessel requires that vessel to stay still.
Classroom control and learning efficiency are products of good teaching.
I remember my female teachers telling us, glue your butt to that seat. Then they would make us sit down. Then they would say, why can't you be more attentive like the girls?
The average American student now has to sit 6 full hours a day.
6 hours of sitting is unnatural for any child, and it's destructive to their learning. That's not healthy for your daughter either. She's just better able to tolerate it. The most movement-oriented children are going to be boys. The kids who are going to adapt to that the least well are going to be boys.
Second, boys should not be forced to do homework. Homework is the ultimate adult arrogance. A massive study from Duke University has confirmed that homework specifically for young kids is mostly useless busy work. Stretching 16 years and thousands of elementary school students, it found that the connection between amount of homework assigned and student academic achievement was 0. Homework eats time that should be spent in play. Play is not trivial. It is a natural tool, finely tuned over eons of evolution, which boys can use to learn about the world and about themselves. Play is a tool for discovering that precious non-academic knowledge, the knowledge about what he genuinely loves. Exactly the knowledge he'd want to have when choosing a career later in life. And depriving boys of that self-knowledge primes them for adult misery.
Most men today have no idea how to build any purpose or meaning into their life. They've just been following along with templates that other people have given them. So when they get to adulthood, all they've done is try to fulfill checklists that other people have given them, like in school, with no meaning or purpose behind it.
Third, boys should not be forced to live in their heads. Male brains are, on average, much more likely to be interested in things than people. They have an instinct to tinker with objects in the physical world. That instinct is typically suffocated in school. Shop classes disappeared, driven out by the dogma that the only knowledge worth having is in a textbook or on a screen, which itself is grounded in a deeper dogma that the only career worth having is in an office and on a screen.
This is real cultural indoctrination. We have taught generations of kids that blue-collar jobs are less desirable than white-collar jobs. That is lesser status in life than staring into a computer monitor all day. If you were to give a 15-year-old male a description of the daily work of an attorney and of an electrician who may very well be making six figures himself, for most 15-year-old boys, the day-to-day life of the electrician sounds a lot more interesting and more fun than the day-to-day life of a lawyer sitting in front of his computer monitor and doing the things that lawyers do.
So schools physically confine boys, load them with busy work obscuring their true passions, and train them for a life of cubicle drudgery. And when boys rebel, the system decides to respond with a mass chemical taming, feeding them magic medicines to make them comply.
So I was in kindergarten when I was put on Ritalin. They gave me an IQ test and I did really well, but I did horribly in school. And not surprisingly, if you throw drugs that are kind of like a poor man's version of cocaine or methamphetamine at them, not surprisingly, they'll sit down and they'll do work. But I mean, if you throw the exact same drugs at like a 28-year-old corporate lawyer, that's what they'll do. But I don't really feel like I had ADD. It was just that I was like a stereotypical male kid.
With treatment and special classes, Brad is making great progress.
You want to tell them what your grades are?
My grades in school are 4 A's and 2 B's.